survival gear. Here's my 5 top items I think you should avoid. Let's go check it out. So hello, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for taking the time out to tune in and check the videos out. Here we are, another campfire chat. And this one's all about kit. My top 5 survival items you should avoid. And this is just my opinion. Now I don't want to go around upsetting anybody, especially if you've already bought this kit. You might think it's brilliant, or you might be some sort of business who makes or sells this sort of gear. This is just my opinion and my take on things. So yeah, we all love kit, we all like survival kit, and hopefully the kit you do buy, it's worth buying, it's worth investing in, and hopefully if you do have to come and use it in a serious situation, it will do the task, and it will get you out of a sticky situation. The last thing you want to do, if you are in a survival situation, you rely on this gear, it fails, and then you're in trouble, aren't you? So that's what this video is about, is my 5 top items you should avoid. So yeah, we've all seen in the news in the last couple of weeks maybe about the government guidelines, not just in the UK, but other countries now as well, saying you need certain types of supplies and kit in your home. And with that, there's been mad rush of getting this sort of supplies in. And then some of these items you see people selling, they're not up to the job. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm just going to put a few more sticks on the fire and then get some water on the boil for my hot chocolate and whiskey. Hopefully I can get through this video before it gets too dark. The light is starting to fade. So what's number 1 on my list? Well, this comes with that emergency announcement of the government, and that's wind up radios and torches. Now, don't get me wrong, they have got a use. Yo, I got a wind up torch. And they do work for a very limited amount of time. It's gone out already. Brilliant idea, don't get me wrong. If you've got no power, you've got no batteries, you can get some light with a wind up torch. But to be honest, you know, you're going to spend most of your time just winding the bloody dynamo up. And they're all over the internet now, and you can get these, you know, pretty cheap. But it's something I avoid. I think you're far better off with a good quality torch. Olight, I got Trusfire, countless different torches, and these torches, they're rechargeable, they're LEDs, so they take very little power. Plus you've got torches that will run on, you know, a couple of AAA batteries, and they'll last for days and days. Now you can say, oh, how are you going to recharge your torch if there's no power? Your battery banks. That will charge my torches up, you know, for a good few days. Or you got these Profiler battery banks, come light as well. Now something like this is an 8,000 milliamp battery bank as well, plus solar charger, so you get everything in one there. Now I know if I got them charged up, I got my torches charged up, I got days and days of light there without trying to wind up the bloody hand crank on a wind up torch or flashlight. And if the power's out for an extended period of time, just get yourself a small solar panel. So you charge your power banks during the day, and then you've got power at night to charge your torches or flashlights. So that's the wind up torches. Another gimmick I think is a waste of time is the wind up radios, come torches, come solar charger, you know, all the gimmicks in it. And you'll see these everywhere now at the moment, again, because of the government guidelines, isn't it? Like I say, don't be too harsh on these things, these gadgets and gizmos. If that's all you add, then fair enough, it will do a job, but you'll find yourself hand cranking this all the time. If you like a bit of hand cranking action, then that's not so bad, is it? But me personally, I just think there's something better you can spend your money on. For the radios, you're better off, in my opinion, when it comes to radios, ditch the wind up and go for a small FM AM radio. This one runs on a couple of batteries. These are AA's. There we are. So yeah, a couple of little batteries. They'll last, you know, weeks and weeks on them batteries. And what have you got to listen to anyway if the power's down, isn't it? Some emergency broadcasts. So yeah, far better off, I think. Turn it off. You have a small little portable radio, or if you already got one of these ham radios, the Baofeng or Retivis, turn these on.
Frequency mode.
Hold the button down. shit, not that one. There you are. FM radio. So you got your walkie-talkie, your ham radio, and your FM radio, all in one. Again, rechargeable. So use your solar panels, use your battery banks to keep your radio charged up. Or like I said, use a battery operated radio rather than your hand crank dynamo radios and torches. So that's my number one on my top 5 survival prepping items you should avoid. Wind up torches and radios. Right, so number 2. What's my number 2 on the list? And that's pre-made budget survival kits, or whatever you want to call it. This one I think I picked up on Amazon just for this video, and I've seen a couple of reviews of these. This is the first time I've opened it, and I thought, well, yeah, let's just get one for the video, isn't it? See what sort of rubbish is in there. So I'm not against survival tins. I've always had a survival tin. Even in my army days, we always had a survival tin. But I think it's something you should make up yourself and put some decent survival items in it. The idea of survival is to get you out of a sticky situation, isn't it? The last thing you want in a survival tin is a bloody key ring or keychain. Yeah, what's that going to do? Yeah. So I'm not against survival kits, survival tins, but what I am against is some cheap crap all just bundled together, and then people thinking, oh, that's a good idea, I'll get all that. But no, it's a pile of rubbish, in my opinion. So let's go through this tin and see what's there. First thing on the top, Long Ying rain poncho. You know, what is this going to do? Are you going to put your life in your hands of this poncho? Look at this. Just rip it into pieces. Right? Waste of time. Cardboard's the best thing out of it. You can use it to light a fire. Survival blanket. Yeah, box standard item. These are a good thing to put in any survival kit or first aid kit. A key chain, key ring. Yeah. Some sort of, it's supposed to be paracord. A knife. Yeah. You know, that's a £5 knife. So look at this paracord. It's stretchy for a start, so it's not very strong. Yeah, it's got a few strands in it, but yeah, that's gone on the fire. Say a knife is cheap. It'll cut rope for a certain amount of time, but I would not like to rely on that in a survival situation. So it's a legal carry for a start. Yeah, assisted opening. Yeah, crap. Oh, just what you need in a survival tin. Every survival tin should have one of these. Another keychain, key ring. Yeah. Now I think this is supposed to be a tourniquet. Is that supposed to go in here? What the fucking hell is this? I'm guessing that goes in here and you pull that tight. Look how stretchy it is for a start. That's not going to stop anything, is it? That's going on the bloody fire. Torch. No battery in it. Some safety pins. Yeah, half decent item. I don't know what's the idea of that. You can stash a bit of money in it, or some tinder or something. Wire saw, again, standard item for a survival kit in it. Not the best thing to use. Fishing kit. Again, I don't think I've seen anybody catch any fish with these things. But if that's the only thing you add, you could make something out of it. What is this crap? A signalling mirror. Look through the star. Yeah. If that's your only hope of getting saved, yeah, good luck. A couple of miniature screwdrivers. Of course, that's what you need when you're out in the wilds, isn't it? And you're stuck somewhere. Hurt yourself. There's a couple of screwdrivers. Emergency whistle. Yeah, that's a decent thing, isn't it? Always need a good whistle. So a survival tool, another generic survival item. They're alright. You know, I got something like this in my wallet, but I've never used it. Not yet, anyway. And I've saved the best to last out of this kit. And that's this beautiful compass. Look at this. Oh, yeah. You can just tell by the quality. The needle's stuck. The needle's not even turning. Probably the best thing out of it, apart from the whistle, is the case. Avoid them things like the plague, I would. The kit in them is a pile of rubbish. Right? Yeah, you've got a couple of half-decent items like the whistle, but you can't go wrong with the whistle, can you? The torch, if it works. Don't even know if it works yet. But in my opinion, you're better off making your own kit. Just get yourself a tin, whatever size you need. I sell all these in the shop now. Get the kit you actually need, a quality kit, and make your own survival kit up. If you don't want the tins, you can put them in little pouches, zip pods. So tin or pouch, whatever it is, the best thing you want to do is get yourself some decent equipment, put them together in a tin or a pouch, like I said. And then if the time ever comes you need it, you know you can rely on it. So that was my number 2, cheap and nasty survival kits. Now, that brings on to number 3 of my top 5 items you should avoid, or survival items you should avoid. And that's Novelty survival tools. Now, I've seen these crop up recently, you know, your all-in-one survival tool. Just look at this. Right, now this is not mine. I bought this for the video, just to show. But it's amazing. It's got an axe. Look at the size of that axe. It's got some pliers, some snips, and a hammer, all in one. Plus you've got all these tools. Look at these brilliant tools. If you can't chop the tree down with the axe, you've got the saw, haven't you? You've got a knife. So loads of different tools in one. But to be honest, look at it. It is a pile of rubbish, isn't it? Who's buying this sort of stuff? What sort of situation would you be in where you needed that hammer? Yeah, all right. Or this little axe. Never mind these crap tools in the handle, you know. And what are you going to do with that pliers? Nothing. You know, it's a total waste of time, isn't it? If you're out and about, you're better off having a decent axe, a decent saw. Now, if you're at home, you're better off with proper tools, you know, a proper hammer, proper screwdrivers, proper tool set. Now, I used to work on a building trade for 20 odd years. I know for a fact you couldn't do anything with a hammer. You know, you'd be hard pressed to knock someone's tooth out with it. If you can, try and avoid these things. I know they look brilliant, especially on Amazon and that, and they probably look about 3 times the size on Amazon, and they seem cheap. Well, they are cheap, aren't they? Something like that is a total waste of time. So that's my number 3, a quick one I know, but yeah, the number 3 item to avoid, survival item, prepping item, whatever you call it, your all-in-one tools. You're better off, like I said, sticking to a decent set of tools and avoid this sort of rubbish as much as you can. The sun is just setting and the water's just come to the boil, so it's time for a hot chocolate. The old favourite, this is what's left over from my night on the hills, which was that video there. It's just enough left for another brew. Oh yeah. Well, let that cool down a bit. Right, what's number 4 on the list? Well, number 4 is your novelty knives. Now, we all love John Rambo, don't we? And I was no different, especially the kid in the 80s. When Rambo 2 came out, we all rushed out to the shops and got ourselves a Rambo knife. And they all had the compass on the handle, the survival kit inside, which you can't get out. Here we are. So in here you got miniature survival kit, 1 plaster, some needles, what else we got there? Some matches, and a bit of fishing line. I think the idea is if you got caught by the Russians or you got shot by the Russians, you could stitch yourself up with the old fishing gut, start yourself a bit of a fire, heat up the front of the knife, isn't it? And then seal yourself up. I think that's what the idea is. And of course you've got the compass then to find your way home, haven't you? Again, the compass, just like the crap Chinese survival kit. Oh, this one that does actually turn. It's saying north's over there, but I know for a fact it's that way. Yeah, so the compass, waste of time. But it's a novelty piece of kit, isn't it? But I see people getting these all the time. Yes, I sold a few in the shop, but I always tell people, look, it's not a knife you want to use as a tool. It's more of a gimmick, but more of a novelty item you can hang on the wall, scare off the neighbours, anything like that. But it's not something you want to use as a tool. And it's not just the Rambo knives. You see all sorts of knives out there, your zombie knives. There's no real practical use in them. Yes, if we was in a situation like The Walking Dead, they'd come in handy, wouldn't they? But something like that, I'm sorry, but it's highly unlikely going to happen. You're better off with a good, decent, either tactical knife, survival knife, like the Zapas, your bushcraft knife. This is a Beavercraft. Good, solid piece of kit. Even a Mora. You know, you can get these up for 12, 13 quid. This one's a slightly bigger version. But yeah, fantastic knife. Again, it will do all the jobs you need to do out in the survival situation or in the bush. Or a half decent folding knife. This is my real steel one. But yeah, I use that all the time. Do a lot of jobs. So stay away from your novelty Rambo knives, unless you just want to hang it on the wall or whatever, innit? Or, you know, a bit of a talking point. But if you're thinking of a serious survival situation, yeah, leave that at home. So that was my number 4 on the list of my top 5 survival items you'd avoid, and that's some Novelty knives. So what's number 5? What's the last one on my list? Pre-made bug out bags and emergency kits. Well, on the back of the government's guidelines, I see a lot of kits online. Oh, this is the kit you need for emergencies and whatnot. And people put these kits together, certain shops, I won't mention any names. And when I looked at it, I thought, no, you've got to stay away from this sort of stuff. I used to make pre-made bug out bags in the past, but I carefully consider what sort of stuff would go in it, what would be most useful in any situation. But I stopped doing it because if one certain thing was out of stock, then the whole bag was out of stock. So what I do now is you choose your bag and then choose your kit to go in it. Again, you might have certain kit already, so you don't need to have a pre-made bag if you've already got half the items. So that way you can just pick and choose what items to go in and fill the bag up. So examples of the pre-made kits. Well, I've seen one online and it's the recommended government's emergency kit. I thought, right, let's have a look, see what's in it. Now bear in mind, this is supposed to be 3 days at home. And this is the kit. So it could be any situation. Power's out. Yeah, that sun is bright, isn't it? Power's out, or there's some sort of disaster situation and you're home for 3 days. So I'm guessing this kit is for one person. So what do you got in there? First aid kit. Yeah, good item. Basic stuff in there for emergencies, plasters, dressings and whatnot. So a half decent item. All comes in a dry sack for some reason, I don't know why. It's if you want a dry sack at home, isn't it? A couple of foil blankets. Now this one made me chuckle a bit. For your food, you've got 3 pouches of food. That's going to last you 3 days, obviously, one person. Now I'm guessing you've got food at home, isn't it? Or whatever. But, so I don't know why you'd want extra pouches. But, yeah, for some reason there's 3 MREs in there. Probably not the greatest ones either. Probably like 100 grams of beans or something. And with them, obviously the power's out, how are you going to heat them? So there's 3 emergency flameless ration heaters. Obviously they warm your food up. So it's 1 meal a day, I'm guessing. Plus you do get 2 litres of water, so joy, you've got something to drink. You know, for 1 day anyway. But that's not all. You also get a little torch. 4 Puri tabs. So that's an extra 4 litres of clean water if you can find some water to clean. And a pack of military wet wipes. So yeah, you don't have to worry about smelling. You've got a small pack of wet wipes you can wipe yourself down with. Plus a small power bank. So yeah, you've got a battery torch, so I don't know if your power bank is obviously for your phone or something. So that's it. That's your kit, apparently, for 3 day survival to coincide with the government's 3 day emergency kit. Or guidelines, whatever you want to call it. 3 meals, first aid kit, foil blankets, I don't know what you want them inside the house for. Probably the best thing is the battery bank. But yeah, you can get them on Amazon for about 10 quid new. So talk about the price. They're selling about 50 quid. I priced it all up. It's about right. There's about 50 quid worth of stuff. Depending on how good the torch is and whatnot. But my gripe is, they're saying the recommended retail price for all that is £99.99. There's no way. There's no way it's £100 stuff. If you're selling it at top whack, retail price is 50 quid. And that's what they're selling for. People are thinking, again, half price discount here, but it's not. It's 50 quid worth of stuff at best. My point is just to say to people, beware of what you're buying. Is it worth it? Is it worth using in a survival situation? Is it going to do the job? So bug out bags as well. I looked on a few sites, and again, bug out bags, the kit in them is not brilliant. It might do some jobs, but you're talking survival situations, no, it's not going to do the task. One, for example, comes in for 100 quid, which is roughly what it would cost if you add everything up. But the kit in it is substandard, in my opinion. You got a cheap bag from a UK company, and we just run through the contents. Camping hammock, yeah, good, as long as you've got trees in it. If you haven't got any trees, what are you going to do with the hammock? Again, a first aid kit, ferro rod and striker, some matches, some sort of army surplus cup, 30 meters of paracord. Doesn't say what strength paracord, just says 30 meters or 100 foot paracord. So you've got a hammock. Hammock comes with straps, I'm guessing. So the paracord, I don't know, 100 foot. What are you going to use that for? You know, I suppose if your shoelaces come undone or something, I don't know. Mess tins, that's to go with your cup, I suppose. A military grade water bottle. I don't know what military grade means, but a military grade water bottle. I think it was a military grade cup as well. Whatever military grade means. Cutlery to eat your food. No food in the bag, mind. A survival mirror. If you're in a situation you need to look at yourself or signal for help, you've got a survival mirror. Again, a good item to put in a survival tin or survival bag. 3-in-1 emergency whistle. Now these are a whistle, obviously, a thermometer, don't know if it works, and a button compass. Again, not something I rely on, but the whistle works, so you could call for help. The compass and the thermometer, yeah, don't waste your time. Fishing kit, again, it's got all the content you need. You got your line, your hooks, swivels, weights, lures, so if you did need to fish, you've got enough stuff in here to rig up a rod or a fishing line. When I was a kid, I used to fish all the time, and you go out with the rod with all the gear, and more often than not, you come away with nothing. But how many fish you catch with that, I don't know. But it's better than nothing, I suppose. Again, some Puri tabs, and the obligatory wind-up torches in there. So that's it, yeah, that's your kit. Now you can put bug-out bags together. I said I've done it in the past, but I'd be more inclined of picking a decent bag, not a cheap one. You don't want the straps to break when you're halfway through tabbing somewhere. You want a good sleeping system. You want a good cooking system. Something to keep you warm, isn't it? And dry. It's not good going out to your kit and you know, it starts raining and everything's wet. Plus some decent tools. There's no knife in there. No sort of tools. You got your 100 foot of paracord, but no way of cutting it. There's no navigation equipment. There's no water filtration. So all these things you want to think about when you're putting together a bug-out bag. This is why, in my opinion, you're better off putting your own survival bag together or bug-out bag, and avoid the pre-made, pre-packed bug-out bags. So that's why it's on my list, number 5 survival or prepping items you should avoid. So here we are, guys. It's about 5 to 9 at night. The fire's out. Sun is about setting. Like I said before, I don't mean to upset anybody who obviously sells this sort of stuff or has got it already at the home. This is just my take on it and my opinion, and you take it with a pinch of salt, isn't it? So that's it, guys. That's my video. 5 survival items, prepping items you should avoid, in my opinion. So if you haven't done so already, please think about liking, subscribing, hit the notification bell, and if you do want to see some more videos, check that one out and that one, and I'll catch you again next time. All the best.